I love that failed. Still sitting right there.
Really quickly, I wanted to wait until we were back live again to ask. I don't remember the resting rules for recovering HP and MP.
I think MP is 100% healing. I don't remember.
They're both 100%, I think.
No.
I think so. I think it's that easy. Hold on, for long rests. I think if you're just, I don't think there are short. Let me look it up.
Well, we got short rests anyway.
Yeah, I don't think there's a short rest.
I was up all night banging, and you were talking to the dudes.
5e has a short rest, long rest system. No other edition does. I mean, third edition had something where you can have an all-day rest versus an 8-hour rest, but not Yeah. Anyways, he'll look that up really quickly. The next morning, you guys are of course going to reconvene with Lady Greyris. And you, of course, will come down. The soldier has left you. He left you immediately after getting bathed and conversation or whatever. He had a lot of places. He has to head west, southwest at this point, but they were heading north before. Anyways, they leave you. Were you going to say something, Doxy?
I would immediately, in very girl talk coded language, let Lady Grey know that we've been found out. In the fork.
Gotcha.
In the Tricon.
Well,
that,
you said
the Slave Rebellion has been.
But that's not you guys though, not you directly.
Right. Like the movement that we're hoping to spark has been found out.
Like, remember that guy that you were interested in seeing? Apparently, his wife knows, and she pissed. Like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, you can inform her or whatever. That's fine. The meeting between the three of you, you guys, you didn't necessarily have to. Oh, we coded because you don't want Oscar to know.
No, I would definitely. I probably would have told Oscar as we were going to go meet Lady Greyris.
Honestly, all three, the two of you and Greyris are waking up at the same place. You'd be meeting up with Oscar.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So you
can. I would tell. Once we were in private, I would say it in no uncertain terms. But like, I would just want to get it out of my mouth so that in case shit hits the fan, and for some reason I can't tell them later, I want to get it out of my mouth and into their brains.
Of course. Nope, you're fine. You're fine. So, anyways, so you guys are making your way to the burnt down villa, the two ladies, and along the way you can meet up with Fucknut over here. He's about to answer your question.
So, for health, if you can get some sleep, if you can get at least 6 hours of restful sleep, you gain 10 plus your constitution plus your level in health.
Okay.
If you take a breather after a combat encounter, it's a 5-minute rest that lets you catch your breath, tend to minor cuts and abrasions, drink some water, and so on. After a breather, you get back 5 plus constitution plus level in health. You can only take one breather after an encounter. If you were at 0 health when the combat encounter ended, you cannot take a breather at all. So, assumedly, we would have taken a breather at some point there for 5 minutes, and then also gotten the 6 hours sleep, or did we get 6 hours sleep? Because that's kind of the question, I guess, Scott.
I would say you guys did not get the full 6 hours, because think about it, It was 4 a.m. when you were knocking on her door, you know?
Totally. Yeah. So we would only get the 5 plus constitution.
I would honestly say you had 2 breathers, though. I'd be nice enough to say that, yeah.
Okay,
cool.
So
10 plus 2 ex-con.
Yeah, plus 2, yeah.
I'm full health.
Plus level. So cool. I have to do some math.
No, you're fine. All right, so lady and gent, while you're walking there, you can kind of get into conversation. I understand that conversation is probably going to be light at first because you don't want to be overheard by anybody that's walking. That's what Doxy was saying. I would say it on no certain terms when we're private. So once you actually finally get to the place and whatnot, she would kind of pick up those vibes from you and be like...
Or if there's a language that I know that she speaks that I also speak, but I also realize now that there is no place on character sheets for the languages that we speak.
In Persona myself, and there is actually in Persona languages.
Oh, is there? Maybe I just didn't see it. Let me look.
It's right at the top. It's like where it switches over to like your eyes, skin, hair languages, where your name and stuff is, or normally on the character.
God damn it! Yeah, I just don't have it written down.
So you are able to have some light conversation with her, getting up there. She does seem to have picked up. Did you have a fun evening? Late as it was.
Hold on one second. It was one short of
almost.
amazing.
You just say almost. Do you know that old joke? I used to use it all the time in my early 20s because I'm lame. Did you want a 68? 68. You know, 68. I owe you one. Yeah. Oh, God. God, I used to love that line. It's so bad. It's so like, if I was turned off, now I just want to turn on, and now I want to punch you in the face. Like, it's that bad of a line. But I love it. It makes me happy.
But if a lady used it on you, I could see that being a little bit hot. Like, just that confidence.
There's a difference, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could be like, do you like peanut butter? And I'd be like, oh my God. That was hot, right? Like, sometimes they eat dog food. Did you hear what she just said? Oh my God. You know,
I need to change my drawers.
right? Like, it's a different conversation.
Oh, good.
Whereas I could be like, you know, you have incredibly beautiful eyes. Like, I just wanted to let you know that. And it's like, fucking creeper! Creeper!
Don't go nice guy on us now, Scott. Don't do it. You're so progressive and I love you so much for it. Please don't go nice guy on us.
Anyways, so we are where was that? Sorry, you have that fun little conversation with her. And then finally when you're able to get to where you can be private, you fill her in of the information and you tell Oscar. Be like, I don't know if this is something you wanted to RP out. I imagine so for you, Doxy.
No, I would just give him the heads up. Like, they may have lied about their trajectory, but they are headed to the Tricon area, and they know about a slave revolt.
Okay.
Did they give you a name?
Yes. The name is
Icarus Fetterfuck or something like that.
I forget. I'm sorry.
That is the exact wording that he gave you. So yeah. No,
so it would literally be Icarus, which you know how to write that.
And then
and last name Fetter ... fuck ?
Yeah. Do you want to add that to the group POI?
I would like for you to.
Okay, I can do that.
She's like,
you.
I don't know how to spell Icarus. Don't call me out for it.
I do know how to spell Icarus, but I am in the middle of doing my nails. I'm so sorry.
No, that is okay.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that's cool. So anyways, yeah, you inform him of that. Do you react at all, or are we just kind of moving on, sir?
He doesn't necessarily react too much to that because this is not the time or the place to necessarily start talking about that. He's smart enough to know that. Yeah, no, he'll just say, "Oh, that's good information. Glad you were able to acquire that," and he'll give you a cheeky smile.
Came at a hefty price.
Oh yeah.
My soul needs a shower.
Oh, well. I still need to shower normally, I think.
You're fine. So when you guys get there, I imagine there's like
down
nothing,
girl.
There's nothing that you need to do when you guys get there to help her out. Eventually Laszlo will go and join with her to like search around and check all the documents or whatever. But I imagine you actually did want to go and investigate that man. So why don't you kind of like bring her there, start going over some stuff, and then you're gonna like leave her and Laszlo will come that way, and you can actually go and investigate the person that we were talking about beforehand. So back in the guards, yes, Doxy.
Wouldn't Oscar let me know that we need to get ownership transferred over to Lady
Yes.
Grey like ASAP?
Yeah,
I
and
would-
that's something that I was going to say is like I was actually going to bring that up with the group in general. Is if we're doing the transfer, we know we're doing the transfer of ownership. We should do it immediately.
I would insist on drawing up those papers this morning then.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then it wouldn't be necessarily you drawing up the papers. Laszlo will, when you inform Greer, she says, well, since he seems to be pretty good at filling out documents, referring to forgery you guys did before. Since he seems to be pretty good at filling out documents, why don't I actually take Laszlo with myself? I'll go and inquire as to where it is that he decided to rest his head and keep it down for the evening.
We
And
won't need to create documents. We can get them done.
that's what I'm saying, is we can go
legitimately.
and to the appropriate authorities in the city and have it handled.
You may need Crisellan.
I will need to be
Signature.
present. Yeah.
It'll as the signatory for the executive.
None of us understand exactly how this goes, how it's supposed to be done. So I'll do the investigation to figure out how it's supposed to be handled, and then when it's time to actually fill out the documents, I'll call for you so you can come and do it correctly.
That sounds
Perfect.
good.
I'm sure the two of you have your hands full. And so they'll go and take care of that instead of investigating too much into the house and this mess back here, because obviously that's more important right now. So the two of you will finally make your way back to the guard station where again, they did their investigation. That lieutenant that was with you beforehand, you can imagine he little to no slapped around the person that he was investigating, because that's not really his style.
Yeah.
You kind of got that impression off of him beforehand. There was a little bit, but not
For sure.
much, right? However, he wasn't there all night. So there was perhaps a little bit more slapping that happened afterwards. When you go and speak with the people that survived, who is it that you actually wanted to speak to first? Or do you try to get the whole group of them at once? Or what's the tactic here you two?
Well, we definitely want to tackle them one at a time. We don't want them to be able to corroborate stories. What are your thoughts, Crisellan?
One at a time.
And who do we want to speak with first?
I will follow your lead.
Well, we've already spoken to one earlier, though his fingers are a little bit separated and bruised, and he did try to kill you already. Why don't we talk to the other one? The more interesting one. The leader. Might be able to get some leveraging information on the other one. All right. So the plan is to talk to Mr. Stonefist.
Okay. So that's who you want to speak to. Perfect. When you go and meet with them, when you go to speak to him, imagine you didn't necessarily want other guards interfering or whatever. So they're able to go and, just...
The lieutenant's there. I actually don't mind him being a participant. But
Lieutenant will give you your freedoms as of now. He's, right now she's the executrix of the estates, and so he'll allow this investigation to be handled by her. It's already been established, but she cannot, as of right now, do any punishing because he has to go and investigate that himself, which we already discussed. Moving on.
of course. Yeah.
So he's actually going to provide for you an investigation room. An investigation room is literally just like, instead of a building, that's a combination. Because again, down here, buildings are a combination of stone and wood, unless they're like the lower, in which case more like made out of clay. So these, or even the stone here is like clay-made bricks, right? So anyways, building. It's gonna be one of those harder rooms, so somebody can't just easily break out of it. Steel reinforced door, so on and so forth. Steel reinforced wooden door, so on and so forth. You go into the room, and the person is just sitting there with his arms tied underneath the chair that he's sitting on. The chair is made, once again, very heavy wood with, I said steel, but like iron bands reinforcing it so that it's nice and strong, right? So that's how he's sitting there. You had instructed beforehand, because I think you dislocated his fingers or some shit, to leave him. No, that was the other guy.
That was the other guy, but I mean...
You would have done similar with him.
The same thing for him.
Correct.
It's just standard practice at this point, unfortunately. I hate how gruesome it is, but it's,
Yep.
protecting people.
It's one of those things too where the lieutenant would even ask, like how did you, like, and you're like, oh, I've dealt with mages more than a few times in the past, haha, and then
Yeah.
move on. So there you are, the two of you walking into the room. He's sitting there, and he's a bit shaggy, as you can imagine, the evening that he's had. He's a bit shaggy, and so he's sitting in his chair with his hands again kind of like bound in the chair. He's kind of like leaning forward. I don't know how well you can hear me. I'll project to make sure it's good. So he is like with his head kind of hanging down. When the two of you come in, it's not when you walk in, it's as the door clicks shut behind you. You hear him say something along the lines of, coming back for more. All right, we can do this. And then he looks up, and then he sees that it's the two of you. And then you can see like his eyes narrow, because obviously this is going to be a different scenario than we did beforehand. You very quickly, actually roll an empathy check, sorry.
17 with 5 start points is pretty good.
13 with 4.
I mean, those are disgusting rolls.
Good job, team.
He was hard to read before. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So I will say, yes, Oscar, you succeed. Choose how to spend your stunt. Doxy, it's up to you. If you want to luck or not.
I don't.
Then I will give you this. It's not a full success, but I will give you this. You can clearly tell he's judging the situation. You know what I mean? But that's pretty on the nose. Pretty obvious. Yes, sir? Role player exploration.
Gonna do exploration 3 here for object of my attention. +1 bonus for further tests to examine or perceive additional aspects of the object of your test until the time or venue changes, I think. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. That's silly. I'm going to do resources at hand and do perception empathy for the moment.
Cool. Slap it on your character sheet.
Yep. And for one of the advantageous positioning, I guess, just to get a little bit more, you know.
I walk up to him.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so you come walking in. You can see he's judging the situation. Do you speak first?
Would. I 1,000% would. I would walk up to him and like kind of caress his face and say, "Are they treating you well?"
Huh. That was his response.
I will say nothing.
That was some investigation. Guess the two of you can fuck off then.
Oscar is basically just leaning against a wall. This is actually probably the most relaxed you've ever seen Oscar Crisone in terms of just positioning, and he's just kind of eyeing the guy up. It's not good, huh? Oh no. And he's
but go to Borealis. This mug does not deserve what's inside of it. I don't know if you can read that very well.
Yeah.
Oh, I have autofocus turned off, so small bat. When you walk in, as soon as you walk in on your left-hand side, they're literally roasting their beans right there in front of you. It's such a good place.
I want to start roasting my own.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Oscar kind of leans against the wall and then just kind of says, "How are your fingers?"
They're all right.
Glad to hear that.
Actually, funny enough, because of what you rolled beforehand, you know, because you rolled a 17 and now you have the empathy, you know there is more truth to that than maybe he meant. It was almost a tell.
Uh-huh. Oscar walks over to the chair and redislocates the fingers.
So funny enough, you go over to the chair. Oxy?
That's a punishment. We're not allowed to do that.
It's not. That's a securing.
So you go over to the chair and go to reach to check his hands. And one of the things that you can notice is that his hands, you are going to check the fingers. I mean, he does wince because it fucking hurts when you grab it, are currently dislocated.
Okay. And how are his binds right now?
They're tight.
Okay.
They're already dislocated and the binds are tight.
And going and just kind of, I just want to investigate his hands basically.
Sure. I mean, you have his hands dislocated and tied together beforehand, as you've described before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see his hands are bound together and dislocated, but again, it's underneath a chair. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, that's why I have him leaning forward, because you have to get the hands together underneath the chair. It's not something, like, I'm literally trying to do it right now, and hold on one second.
It's hard to do.
Let me see if I can. Hold on. It's always having a conversation with you like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And don't forget, he's like 4'8", so you know, as opposed to my extremely tall 5'11".
Right.
Very, very tall.
So checking that and just kind of look over at Chriselle, and very clearly, like, Oscar picked up on, like, he's not a subtle man. There's no way I can even hide that I picked up on something there. You know, and then he just kind of says, "Okay, well, glad to hear they're not too bad." And he actually is going to, like, inspect the fingers a little bit, just, obviously checking that they're still dislocated, but also checking that they're not getting infected or anything like that.
Well, if you want to actually full on investigate them, that's what, a
Yeah.
search check, which is, I think, a perception search.
I think it's perception search. 12. That's good enough, I think, for now.
Yeah, it's as described.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and he just kind of says, okay. And when she asked you how they treated you, I'm actually curious about that.
What do you think?
Well, I came here last night to make sure they didn't kill you, so...
Look at that, I'm still alive.
Yep.
Should have been nicer. I extract information in much more pleasant ways.
Not interested, sweetheart.
More interested in the dislocation then.
What do you want?
You want to know why?
What are you talking about?
You came and burned down an estate. Why'd you do that?
Because you fuck shit up.
We haven't done anything.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay, what did we do?
Disrupt the flow.
Oh, I see. So because we were inspecting a ship.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I caught word. There's word on the street of who was walking around up north.
Up north. That's interesting. How far north are you?
Rennet
suggesting
Slav,
we
why
go?
are we playing coy? Be straight.
Oscar will actually walk in front of him now.
You first.
Just sit down. Please.
You fuck shit up. I came to return the favor. Almost got you too. Almost did.
Almost. Not quite.
I didn't realize that there were Maltese soldiers here.
There aren't.
No, absolutely. There is no Maltese soldier here.
No. You said soldiers. There aren't.
He'll actually, he doesn't like nod in concession or anything like that, but you can see he gets it.
Yeah. So, you want me to be straight with you? Fair. I'll be up front. There is very likely going to be a punishment for what you've done. It's something that can either be determined by the guard here, or if we push paperwork fast enough through, it'll be handled by the owner of the estate, which could be someone that we, of course, speak with and consult with.
You trying to say that you're gonna let me go if I give you shit?
I'm not.
We're gonna spare your life, if you're lucky.
I came from the dirt. I'm gonna go back there one day. That day
What do you
may
mean
be
by that?
today.
What do you mean by that?
Came from the dirt?
Yeah.
We all come from the dirt. Some just a little bit more than others.
Are you trying to say that you're, of fairly humble upbringing, or are you actually referring to the earth itself? I'm just kind of trying to gather more information about who you are,
He just answers,
what you believe.
yes.
Okay, both. Tell me more about that. About coming from the earth, what do you mean by that?
If you gave a shit, you would have made a better deal.
I haven't made a deal yet.
No, but your queen did.
I don't exactly speak for the queen, so I can't
No.
really speak to the deals that she
But she
makes.
speaks for her little bitches, for her little servants. He wouldn't say bitches. She speaks for her little servants, don't she? Came a calling for help. She didn't exactly offer any amount of aid. And so we went to who was. And now you are in my way. Then you went and fucked shit up. I went to return the favor. Seems like a Malta likes ruining people's days.
Out of curiosity, What deal was trying to be made with the queen? Maybe I can send her a letter. Get her to reconsider.
Ugh.
I mean that genuinely.
You can roll a persuasion on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's, a communication here. It's 11. That's better than normal for me.
Try to luck it. Try to luck it.
Several
Alright.
points above normal for you.
That is much. I mean, it's much better than the 3 that I've rolled previously. Yeah, there's no luck in the 4.
Yeah, Josiah popped by, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Josiah, but he didn't give you guys any luck. He doesn't love you.
Nah. That's
Actually, Josiah and I gotta hang out sometime really soon. It's just that whole chat that I'm in with
Nobody
him.
ever having any time.
Yeah, his life is fucking chaos. I'm hoping things. Every time I'm like, things are gonna settle next week, it fucking goes insane. You guys don't even know what my day is tomorrow. Anyways, Josiah and I gotta hang out though. He's a good kid. Good kid. He's like, dude, I'm fucking 23. Don't call me a kid. Cause I'm an old man.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Anyways, continue.
So what do you think? Does that 11 work? No, probably not. Yeah. So I'm assuming he just stays silent in response to that.
Just
then?
gives you a look.
That's fine. You probably don't want me writing letters anyways. I'm not exactly good at it. Better with a spear than I am with a pen. Well.
He says, not that good.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Everyone has bad days. Well, either way, sorry about your friend. Tried to save him.
None of them are my friends. I don't give a shit about these people.
Then why? Why kill? Why risk your own life? Why?
Oh, I'm
if
sorry.
You don't care.
Listen, lady, the two of us were having a conversation here. You might want to listen in. Did you not hear what I just said?
I'm hearing everything, and that's why.
Your queen made a shitty deal.
As I said, only one Maltese soldier here. No one else is queen but mine.
And he goes, my apologies. His queen made a shitty deal.
So, what did you need help from? You don't anymore, presumably, because now you're holding up your end of the bargain. So what did they help you with? I'm sorry, I'm not privy to every deal that my queen makes.
It would take too long to explain.
We've got time.
I do.
Oscar will turn back to Chrysalin and just say, I just got the exact same energy from him in that sentence that I got from our other companion when he tells me that he doesn't have time to explain something to me because he's going to live for 200 years longer than I am. Isn't that fascinating?
Well, I think you'll be living much longer than this one.
I don't know what you're blathering about, but, you hear about the guards that came in, overnight? See, I can hear echoes through the stone walls here. Seems like they don't like the Maltese all that much.
No, they don't.
It's just too bad that, somebody may have informed the lieutenant exactly what you are. So, you can sit here and keep talking to me. Or you might want to start walking.
Well, that's just fascinating.
Isn't it?
Every single person that we've encountered along the way here who we've tried to talk to, who we've tried to communicate with, who we've tried to be kind to hear what they have to say, to understand their side, to really get a feel for what's happening, so that perhaps we can bring a little bit of understanding to this war and a little bit of resolution to this war. Every single person has met that with anger and in many cases cowardice. And what you just said to me was incredibly cowardly. I'm disappointed in you.
I'm not too concerned about what you think.
I know.
Your problems, not my problems. My problems, not your problems. I say you walk, you live. You're good at what you do. Why fight over something stupid? I'm gonna walk out of here, and hopefully we don't cross paths again.
My question for you really is it worth working with these people? Your life, is it worth it?
Yes.
I want to know why. And I don't mean that as a threat to them or threat to you. I don't mean it in that way. I'm trying to understand.
What if your life could be made better? Then would it be worth it?
I'll give you details. You get me out of here without me having to kill a bunch of them. I'll give you details. It's not
You're
exactly
not
like
walking out
Paradise.
of here without us.
When you say that, he chuckles.
We
No.
bested you once. We'll do it again.
But
see,
may
there
be
you
a
Had
go
rest.
again.
You've
there-
had meetings.
There may be a legal way to get him out of here as well.
See, there you go again. Now listening to the conversation. You're on a time. Your time is limited, quite limited. If you got paperwork you get done, I imagine you should probably get that started.
Griselda, why don't you head and do that?
I will take my leave then.
Oscar looks at you super sympathetically and like he feels not good about about you leaving right now. But he also knows that it's unlikely that both of you standing here or both of us standing here is going to get this guy to open up at all.
I don't think that Chrysalin's breed of charisma is gonna work on this dude.
Yeah, that's kind of. And I'm not exactly the most charismatic, but hopefully
You are
soldier.
scary. So
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm hoping.
There you go, Doxy. You give him that attaboy. Attaboy.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not exactly the most. She's like, you're scary. It's okay. And he's like,
you got big muscles.
Thanks.
It's fine.
it happens to all guys.
Performance
You have
issues
other
are common among men your age.
I'm just excited for my session tomorrow night. I'm sorry, guys. I know we're playing Thronekeeper right now, but I'm really excited about Regicide this week. All right, moving on.
Wow, okay, cool.
Listen, you don't understand. There's something
there's
I've
some
been
exciting
working
shit
on for
happening.
over a year, real life, and they're about to walk into it. If they don't suck on their die rolls, they might suck, and then never mind. But I'm so excited. All right, moving on.
Just saying, bad form. My feelings are hurt.
You, that's okay. Sometimes you have to hurt feelings to make other people feel better. Tyler.
Are you gonna let him talk to me like that, Tyler?
He can punish me tomorrow. I'll enjoy it. Tyler, did you watch Lost Initiative from last night? I'm so sorry. I know this is off brand again, but it is it gets interesting in a moment when Mike decides to talk about you. Sorry about that in advance. Moving on. So back to you guys. You have that conversation, and Chris walks out.
Yeah.
Doxy. Chris walks out.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
You're fine. So back to you, sir. So as soon as the door shuts, I imagine it's one of those because you went and said goodbye to her. You probably even shut the door behind her. You know what I mean? Just being polite. As soon as it clicks shut, he goes, "God damn, I can't stand people like that."
Not one for the silver tongue, huh?
Just fucking do something.
I will tell you, she's a woman of action as well. I'm much more of a straightforward type myself, so I understand. But I've seen her act. She can do that too.
Not to mention she put plenty of arrows in his dumb fucking body. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, she can handle a crossbow. Impressive.
It's not just that, trust me. You know some of those soldiers that you're with in terms of quality, caliber of performance?
They weren't good.
Not very. Quite disappointing. We faced worse than that so far, once or twice. She has managed to completely give them the slip with just dexterous ability alone. So
listen, if you're sitting here and trying to talk about how amazing you are compared to them, I went to your queen first.
I know. That's not what I'm trying to suggest. More what I'm trying to suggest is my queen grabbed 3 people who she thought could talk to some folks and maybe figure out what the hell's going on and what we can maybe do to create a better situation than what we have now. Those 3 people are myself, the woman you just saw leave, and our other companion. I want to make this situation better. I think you're an avenue to do that.
I don't think you know why I'm here.
No, I don't, and that's why I'm asking you why you're here.
Awesome. We getting me out now?
That's the goal. That's what she's going to get the paperwork for. I need to know, though, how many guards am I going to be dealing with when I walk out of there? And I mean soldiers. How many soldiers am I going to be dealing with when I walk out that door? Estimate.
He thinks for a second. I was listening as good as I could last night, but honestly, I was getting slapped around a bit.
A little rough when someone rattles your ears. I understand.
Yeah, it was 2,000-4,000, somewhere in there. It was a good group of them. They were supposed to go to the front lines. They're heading west. Did you hear about this?
I was given a little bit of information on it, not a ton. So they're going to the Tri-Corner area, based on what you heard?
I mean, I don't know that many detail, but yeah, they're hunting a Maltese. Yeah. I won't lie. Like I said, I let them know you were a Maltese.
Of course you did. Wouldn't have had it any other way. So here's the thing. How many you figure I'm going to have to deal with when I walk out that door right now?
When you say that, you can see he's concentrating for a moment. Mm-hmm. And he definitely says like a word or two under his mouth. And you can see his arms, like he's a well-built person. You can literally see like his shoulders tense, his biceps, triceps, forearms, everything tenses as he's clearly applying pressure like down and inwards. Like he's like trying to squish something with his hands. As he does that,
reconnecting his fingers.
Well, actually, he happened to have a pebble, like literally a bit of rock, in between his hands. Yeah. So I was like rolling an investigation for his hands. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. And so he reshapes the rock so it becomes almost like a saw blade. So he's like, ugh, and it cuts the ropes around his hands. So he's finally like, ugh, half as many as you would have otherwise. Can you fix this shit? His fingers are all like mangled.
Oscar just walks over and takes a look at his finger and says, "You can handle pain, right?"
He will, because obviously the bindings are still on his ropes, on his other hands. He grabs up the ropes and puts them in his mouth and bites down hard and gives you that look like.
Been nicer to Christelle.
Yeah, I know.
Oscar relocates his fingers one by one, because he wants to do it right, so he does it one by one.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll me a check on that one. Because you're good at dislocating them as with your training. I never make you roll for that. Yeah. But what is this, healing?
I don't know, dude. I'm trying to do it kind of carefully.
It would be healing. Healing is
intelligence.
An intelligence roll.
It's only one worse than if it were dexterity. That's still a 16 with 6 stunt die.
Hell
so
yeah, bud.
I'll take that for degrees of success to limit the amount of pain that I'm giving this guy as I do that.
Or just like, because you can imagine once a muscle, so once the thing goes back into location, especially if being dislocated that long, it usually doesn't work very well. It takes only about a minute or so of him just kind of, he's also obviously very tough. Yeah. He's kind of like playing with them for a moment. That one of the things that you notice that you're actually like very up close and personal with him because you're doing something medicinal as opposed to just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Is you notice that he seems to be very, like, his skin is very tough. His hands are very muscular. There's no getting around the fact that this person is built like he's squat and like a goddamn boulder. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's a tough guy. So when you put that in place, he's like, you know, nobody knocks on the door, nobody opens it, nothing
Good.
happens.
We should hold as long as we can, because if we can get that paperwork in to get the punishment passed as you essentially coming with us, then we have a whole lot better reason if guards attack us to have you fight with us. So we hold. Are you comfortable with that?
He nods and says, I can get out of here whenever I want. And he like gestures, he actually will gesture towards the wall behind him and says, that's a door to me.
Yeah, stone magics, huh? Oscar just kind of nods and goes, well, I'm used to dealing with Congress. This is new. I'm going to have questions for you about that too, if you don't mind, just for my own knowledge.
He says, fuck them too. Then he's going to cross his arms and say, I don't get it. What are you doing?
Well, the Congress is helping Paradel. We want to stop that. I hunt mages. That's my job. That's what I do. So, that's my goal. The others have other goals. My goal is to disrupt the Congress enough to make it harder on Paradel. Is that something you think you could help me with?
We'll talk later.
I'm okay with talking later. I'm just wondering if you're even a little bit interested. Because for me, I'm always up to kill a couple of gnomes. Especially the ones who are assholes. There are a few really nice ones. I've met a couple. But let me tell you, the Congress... Oh. And Oscar will show some of the lightning scars along his neck and just say, I still have a few that I want to kill.
Funny complaints from someone who is using so much lightning.
Yeah, well, strange bedfellows.
Indeed. He'll it's one of those things too where as you guys are having this like moment getting to know one another, I'm gonna cut to Chris Allen for a second. Chris, when you walked out that door, you made your way out the door and you started walking out, and the lieutenant who was in the guard place beforehand, but you know, let you guys didn't know that you kind of like, you didn't like, hey, we're here to talk. No, you just kind of went and did what you need to do. The guards already knew what your responsibility was. As you go to leave the place, it's kind of like you catch him out of the corner of your eye, and you see him there, and he looks up and he notices you, but doesn't say anything. It's kind of like, it's like almost like one of those you walk by the window and you just see each other for half a second. As soon as you make your way outside, you happen to notice that there's a good number of guards that happen to be immediately outside there. My apologies. Soldiers that happen to be immediately outside there. As I've described in Yovats before, soldiers aren't soldiers like you typically have elsewhere. It's a good number of slaves that are armed and armored. Light armor, but do have the appropriate like shields and weapons and whatnot that they need for combat, that are standing outside this place. And it's not a small number of them. You clearly heard what the man inside was saying, a man whose name you haven't gotten yet. You heard what he was saying beforehand, and assuming he wasn't lying, because you didn't have a reason to beforehand, obviously this is a little alarming. So when you step outside, the two of you caught eye for a second, and you step out and you see that those guards are out there. What do you do?
Curtsy.
So you just kind of like, and then just continue to walk off to go finish up the paperwork that you need to here? Or probably quickly?
I would walk off to the side of the building, round the corner, and then go look for another entrance in once I'm out of sight.
This building has one entrance in and out. It's something that you would have noticed beforehand, because you've been in the town for a while now.
No windows?
There are windows, but not to the room where they were in.
Okay. I would look for one that would be closest to where that room would be in.
Okay. Roll me it's like an architecture check or something like that.
Is there?
Which should just be intelligence.
Yeah.
Because you're wicked smart. You get a pretty good idea as to where it was that you were in. They are inside. You go over to the window that's nearest there.
I'm gonna try to open it.
The window, because it's summertime, is already open.
I'm going to crawl inside.
So the place has a lot of guards moving about. Roll me a quick perception check real quick. Vision, seeing, spotting, whatever it's called. That's a disgustingly good roll.
Baby.
So right off the bat, you know that if you want to do this, you're going to have to time it perfectly, and you're definitely on a timer because those people look like they might be coming in here any moment, if not already starting. There are people immediately standing there that would, maybe somebody's already even noticed you standing outside the window, but they're kind of like moving about and doing their own things inside there. You'd have to time it perfectly if you don't want anybody noticing you climbing through the window.
I would time it perfectly.
Okay, so with your 5 stunt points, how do you want to use that for your exploration?
Something tells me I ought to use advantageous positioning.
Okay. I will allow that, but for you to do that, I'm going to need you to roll me a stealth check.
Sure. I'm going to use my other 4 points on resources at hand and do a +1 to stealth.
Yeah, +2. Yep.
And stealth is just a dex check, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that +2.
16, Jesus Christ, and 5 stunt points. So that's degrees of success. You easily, it's like you see them, you literally look, you're like, fuck, I need to get in there. And there's like one moment where you hear somebody call, kind of like, hey, Bill. And like everybody's head turns that way instinctively, and you just don't waste. You just hop in and duck down. And you're like,
many of those soldiers are named Bill.
super common name.
We're just running into the same one over.
So
He gets around.
So you hop in the window and crouch down. Nobody noticed you. Make your way in there. At this point, you're gonna have to now make one more stealth check for me to be able to get all the way to the door and into it without anybody noticing you. Mm-hmm.
Sure. 15.
Are you happy with your 15?
Yeah.
Okay, the other one I wasn't even gonna roll against it because there's no way I was gonna be able to beat it. The guards are distracted, so I'm rolling with a -2. They're not looking for anybody. I can actually beat that, so I'm gonna roll my slash roll 3d6 -2. I can't even daddy dice that. It's fucking garbage.
Holy shit!
You easily slip over. So literally, as you're finishing that conversation, she comes. The door, like the door opens up, and she steps right back in. I imagine she's
Time
behind
to
her.
go now. There's guards outside waiting for you.
You have to kill anybody today.
You see that he's actually standing there, stretching out his fingers as
Oh.
you're.
So pleased to have you with us.
Yep. And he turns around and he turns around and kicks the chair so it's like out of his way. Like kind of skids across the floor and hits the other wall, and goes over to the wall, kind of like rubbing his hands together, trying to like get the blood flowing in his fingers. And he goes up to the wall and touches it and starts incanting a spell. As he's incanting the spell, you can actually see he kind of like pulls his hands off the wall and he's like, God damn, you're too good at what you do.
Sorry.
And he goes over and he's like, I'll try it a different way. Hope you don't mind getting dirty. And
Wait.
he puts his...
She'll touch him and cast healing to make his hands better.
Okay, well, roll it for me, Doxy. Make sure it works.
Sure.
Success.
Beautiful. It works. So he doesn't have to do the second method. He'll do the first method. So he's like, all right. He doesn't say thanks. He goes, all right. And then goes over and puts his hands on the wall, incants his spell. And you can literally see, again, these are like bricks, right? Made out of clay, which is how real bricks are made. And so you can literally see like the bricks, almost like you're watching like Harry Potter go into Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
Opening up like a portal. That's literally like a back door, just out into an alley. That's a side building. It's out of the side of the building. It's one of those things where it opens up and you guys can walk out that way.
I want to imagine that he starts walking in the direction of the guards unknowingly, and Chriselle just grabs his collar and turns him around.
I was gonna say perception check.
Is that for all of us at this point?
More Doxy. It's actually more of an
Yeah,
intelligence check actually for Doxy.
Okay.
An intelligence check? Sure.
Yeah, my apologies.
That's okay.
Also, I'm
You know
clearing
that that's
fantasy.
literally the opposite alleyway that you just walked down, which is the side of the building that the slave guards are, the slave soldiers are like lined up on. So if you were to just step out that way, they might notice you. So you might want to use a bit of discretion.
Yeah, I would just grab his collar
Seriously,
and
like,
turn him away, and give him sorry eyes. But trust me,
And what do you do?
walk him in the other direction.
Oh, so don't go out that hole.
Yeah, no, we're gonna find an alternate route that we will not be seen.
Okay, so he's like, wish I knew that before. God damn. And he'll like wave his hand, and the whole thing shuts up. He's like, the other thing then, and I haven't had rest to get my shit back. And he starts walking over to the other one, and he starts canting a different spell to the wall that Doxy suggests, which is the alleyway that she just came through, which is the safer one.
We're about to blow a hole in the wall.
No. Actually, he turns the bricks back into a sopping clay.
Ah, okay. All right.
And so you literally just have to walk through clay. So it's like
Yeah, that's fine.
all over you. It's like,
Yeah.
Chris Ellen will wait for them to go through and create a hole suitable for her to squeeze through without touching.
Oscar
any
will
of the
actually, like,
clay.
because he still has a cloak. It's just not his Venator cloak. Oscar actually just throws the cloak up behind him. For you to
you
walk
have to make a
under.
dexterity check to get through here without getting dirty, Doxy. And it's not an easy roll.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm on fire tonight. Let's see if we can keep this going.
Hold on, luck that. Don't actually.
I will not.
Yeah, no.
You get a little bit of mud on you. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So-
All right.
I wanted to have a scene where, like, more or less you're like the what's that song? Zombie. By Cranberries, but covered by Bad Wolf or whatever it is. The girl, like, with all the mud on her, like the gold
Right.
mud. You know what I mean?
No idea.
You know the song Zombie, right?
Yeah, and I've heard the cover. I've never watched the video.
Oh, music video is pretty good. When Rory wants it, she goes, "Can I have the gold zombie with the dirty girl?"
Oh, good.
Lots of babes, right? Like, anyways, moving on. So you go walking through that way, and you guys are covered in mud, especially that cloak. It's just covered in mud.
Oh, that's fine.
And of course, because he doesn't want to leave anything behind, he goes, this might be uncomfortable for a second. And as you guys come through the other side, he'll wave his hands, and the entire thing re-solidifies, but it's no longer clean bricks anymore. It's like a goop wall that's turned solid, but also all the mud that's on you turns solid. So he who's covered, because he went through first, has literally got like a rock form on him.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of like, as he does that, and he like solidifies up, it's kind of like, and like breaks off like the most of the rock from him, leaving behind dust.
Chris
Your
Ellen just
cloak-
like starts flicking at the stuff
I'm-
that's on her.
I'm just gonna basically just shuck it as much as I can, like just.
Honestly,
quickly,
your
as
whole
much as
cloak.
possible.
I hope it's
Oh,
not magical.
that's coming off. The
Yeah,
cloak is
it's
coming
like-
off. I'm losing the cloak. at
It's like
this point.
sheetrock right now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no.
Like,
Just that's gone, and literally toss it to the side.
and then you guys are just going to try to get out of here. And I don't know where directly you're heading, but just to make sure nobody notices you leaving. And this isn't a particularly high check because nobody's looking around this corner right now. They think you've got you cornered, right? Except for Doxy, which they can deal with that later on. Roll me one last stealth check to get out of here, unless you have a different idea of how you would get away without being noticed.
I don't, but
Like, I feel like Chris Ellen would have just planned a route. Like, she would have like planned a route that doesn't even take them past those
But so
guys.
the stealth check isn't so necessarily the guards notice you because they're not looking for you at the moment. It's more so others don't notice you.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So again,
Sure.
unless you had something else in mind.
sure. That's a 17, by the way.
Okay, well, Doxy, with your 5, more or less, you're just able to pick a route like you had just suggested, and you lead them. You just lead them, no problem, down, no, this way, come over here. Let's go past them. You know what I mean? And you actually do a really good job of getting them out of there, just because you know how to be seen. Like, one of the things that you know very well is how to be noticed. But also, you know how to not be noticed. What is one of the first things you learned when you were young? Don't be noticed. Like, learn how. Anyway. So, yin yang, right? So, moving on. You are able to move away from there. Where do your characters actually choose to go?
The manor.
Oh, so you're heading straight to the manor? Okay.
Were there any guards there helping clean up still when we left?
Yes.
So Oscar's gonna, if you start leading towards the manor, Oscar's gonna speak up and say, we probably want to go not towards the guards that are still doing cleanup.
You two probably want to go not toward the guards.
That's what
I
I'm
need to
thinking.
collect Laszlo.
Laszlo is still there. Yep.
At the manor, yeah. I'm gonna go back to the tavern. I think, or where would you suggest? No, there were soldiers at the fucking tavern. We're going to the docks.
Hey, listen. We gotta kill a guy or two.
Yeah, that's not really the concern. More the concern is I want to do it in a space where it's safe if we're able to manage things.
Might I suggest the manor?
What I'm going to say is I'm kind of thinking we want to go to the docks and then come up the manor from the rock face beside it.
Perfect.
Come up to the backyard. If you can clear the backyard before when we get there. I'm assuming you can get us up the rock face relatively easily?
Can you climb?
I can climb.
Because like I said, it's not exactly like I've rested.
I can climb. Can you climb? All right, we're fine. Yeah, we'll go to the docks and go up to the rock face along the side.
Should we be separated and interrogated, and the worst comes to pass? I do not know from where you came.
You don't know anything. I just met you and inserted myself into your company.
He starts
for traveling
walking.
Purposes. And Oscar gives you a nod.
Godspeed. Credence.
And to you.
Best
of luck, Luthera.
Actually, give me 1 second, because I'm terrible at names. Give for me a moment, please. Give for me a moment, please. When you say Godspeed, he goes, yeah, great mother, all that.
Oscar will actually smile at that and not mention too much on yet. But when we eventually get to the rock face, he's probably going to open up a conversation.
Okay. So, when you guys, so Doxy, for you getting up there, it's easy for you to get there. And again, when you go walking up to the place, word hasn't spread everywhere yet because it was literally people came in, they spent the night, the morning happens, all of a sudden the information's spreading. It's clearly taking place over at the hub, the actual guard station, which you guys just fucked off from, right? So it has not gotten to where you are up above yet. Mm-hmm. So when you go walking in and there are guards there, you just smile back. You know, they don't wave or anything. They
cool
smile
as
back.
A fucking cucumber. Lady Grey?
No problems yet. And she's not here, remember? She went to the state house to find out how to properly handle the paperwork.
That's true.
Laszlo's here.
Disappointing.
So
she'll go and dote on Laszlo and nurse him.
I mean, what kind of nursing? Because Josh would want to know. It's Josh always asks, you know. I mean, look at him. He's so cute over there. He's smiling. Kind of a creepy smile, but he's smiling.
No, he's a new kid on the block.
He's giving that smile that says, "There's a reason why you can't see below my waist right now."
He's a teeny bopper heartthrob in that picture, 1,000%.
I think he's over 18 in that picture. I think so, because he just joined the military. I know he joined when he was 17 IRL. Like he joined when he was 17, but I think he's 18 in that. So, because he told me before, I can't remember. Anyways.
You do not have to be over 18 to be a teeny bopper heartthrob.
You know what? You don't have to be even in your 40s to be a teeny bopper heartthrob. So, you know, teeny boppers used to drool over Tom Selleck. So, you know, big ol'. Oh my God. So, you walk into the place and you can see Laszlo. Do you want to just grab Laszlo and run, or are you trying to grab up the rest of the paperwork, like assist him?
I will just be taking care of him, waiting for Lady Grey, because we have to sign those papers and leave.
Okay. The two of you go walking around to come up the cliff face down there. Making your way around, you can go as quickly as you can. Do you want to set like a jog? Like, we're gonna move quickly.
No, we're gonna move fast walk.
Okay.
Fast walk.
Which obviously this guy's much shorter than you, so he has a
fast
bit
walk for him. For him, Oscar will go at his fastest pace available without it being a jog.
Unfortunately, he did take some injuries during the fight too, so his ankle is a little. So he's doing like one of those fast hobble walks. You know what I'm talking? We've all done it before.
Yeah.
Like step, hop, step, hop. You know what I mean?
To be honest with you, the longer we're away from the manor, probably the safer it is realistically. And if we do draw attention, that does make it easier for Chrisellen to get all that paperwork sorted.
All right, so you make your way around there. You wanted to say something as you're climbing the cliff?
Yeah, no, just about the Great Mother, right? That's what he said. Because we encountered a statue to the Great Mother earlier on, right?
Correct. The goddess's actual name was Mother Gerda. Yep.
Yeah. And so Oscar would just mention that name and just say, "You an adherent?"
Yeah.
Some nice statues. I don't know much else, but some of my friends seem to know a little bit more. Think she's protecting you right now?
As he's like grabbing up for the next rock, he goes, I don't know. Taps the rock and it becomes like a handhold. What do you think? Grabs the thing and starts climbing up more.
Meanwhile, Oscar just is climbing with just raw strength of like.
He wasn't using magic most of the time, but that was like a prestidigitation sort of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I gotcha.
Yeah. So,
I do actually have the climbing skill, by the way. In case
I was gonna make you roll.
Matters. Yeah. Do you want me to?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. That's 16 with 5 stunt points.
It's funny because this guy is a natural climber. He's like really fucking good at it. You outpace him. You've got long arms. You've got long legs. You're not injured. You're a really good climber. You actually outpace him. Whereas he was like, more or less, you can imagine. He didn't say anything. There was no cockiness, but he probably thought, he'll beat you on the climb.
Oh, yeah.
He did not.
He did not, no.
Yeah.
And Oscar's just like, good. When he does the prestidigitation, Oscar's like, oh, good. And then just climbs ahead, like just without any pace issues at all.
Yep. And so there's no more conversation from that, I imagine. The two of you are able to climb up there again. You crush it. And so when you get up there, again, it takes some amount of time. By the time you guys are getting around to where she's waiting for Grayers and helping Laszlo, why don't you actually roll me a perception check, sir?
I have a feeling we don't have any luck die, but I'm going to try and roll it because I feel like this is probably important. You okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no dice.
I love that result. Luckily for you, it's an average roll to see a large troop of soldiers.
Oh, good. Well, if I know that was it, that's good. All right.
So
how large are we talking here? Like big, or like large?
Like probably 100 soldiers walking in this direction, which is why you can see them from the good distance off where they are walking through the street. If you had to make an estimate, you've got a few minutes before they get to like the lawn where you being out front or out in the sides, they can easily see you. You got a few minutes before they're there, because remember, you're up on a hill looking down. I've described that the whole time. You can easily see them. They might not be able to easily make out who's there or so on and so forth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oscar's gonna look to his new friend here and just say, you probably don't have enough magic left for 100-ish, huh?
No.
Well, then we're leaving. And Oscar just goes inside and goes and finds Chris Ellen and Laszlo as quickly as possible and says, we have about 3 minutes before they're at the front lawn, about 100 soldiers.
Go prepare a boat.
All right.
Have to wait here for Lady Grey. I have to sign paperwork or this is all for nothing.
I agree. Same boat we investigated. All right.
Josh has the illusion wand. he does the, I can't roleplay as Josh, but it's like, well, you know, I can try something, but it's going to be a bit risky. Just to make sure that you can get out of here, Chris.
This is a very good Laszlo
So you
impression.
can't- It
actually is quite
kind
good,
of
yeah.
living for it.
Maybe you'd be able to, you know, I can make you invisible so they wouldn't notice you. They're all going to be preoccupied up here, and you'll be able to go and meet up with her at the State House.
That's actually a good idea.
I don't need to be invisible. There is no suspect on me. It's you. You need to go and build a boat. You need to go and
You
prepare
were
a
there
boat.
with me.
Yeah, that's
That is
actually
association.
He said that you were. He told you guys that he said you were a Maltese, meaning like the group of you, not specifically.
He didn't know that it was just me.
Yeah.
He thinks it's all of us. Well, they think it's all of us. You being invisible is actually a very helpful thing right now.
I don't like it, but okay.
I don't have the strength to take on 100 soldiers today.
None of us do.
All right. I'm assuming Chris Ellen just vanishes before our eyes.
No, that was the research for the entire time
Okay.
he was here trying to get
Oh, it's
information and
research.
whatnot. Yeah,
I had
and
my
then
microphone
he's
in
going to try to do the
place.
illusion thing right now. So I don't think he has that Arcana. So he just has to roll a straight intelligence for that one for him to try to use the wands to do this. So I guess guys, wish him luck to see if this actually works. He's like, so he did a bunch of research. He has the books that he pulled that he thinks he needs, or so on and so forth. And then he's like, well, wish me luck. And then an 11. That's not the greatest roll. He needed a pretty good roll.
Hey, you want to daddy dice that?
I'm not allowed to daddy dice it. Do you want me to try to get me to try to roll luck on it for you?
I mean, there's no luck here, realistically.
Just in case, do you want me to at least try?
What do you think?
Might
Foxy?
as well.
Might as well.
Hasn't hurt any time in the past, has it? I pressed the wrong button because I have so many more buttons. Where is it? No, wait. No, I am doing the wrong one. Oh, it's roll luck, not the other one.
Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah. All right.
Alright.
That's okay.
All right. So, anyways, yeah, you Braden's not working. Sorry. Yeah, you guys, he does that and sorry.
How stealthy can you be?
Stealthy enough.
You a climber?
No. I am a fast learner. Go, prepare a boat. I
Yeah.
will make my way.
Laszlo, are you coming with us, or what's your plan?
He looks at Chris like worried that she's going by herself. And you can
I will
clearly
be
tell
less
he's
stealthy with you with me.
makes sense. Just be safe, he says. And then
She'll bend down and give him a really tight hug.
it's me getting the hug, chat. Remember that. It's not Josh. It's not Josh, okay? It's mine.
Uh,
Not gonna give it back.
Jeez. Yeah. I don't have anything I can give you that'll help with anything. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I do. Maybe. Oscar throws you that fiber cuirass that he picked up off of the like the shirt, the like weird undershirt thing. Says, seemed to stop my spear okay. Maybe throw that on in case they decide to stab you. Goes under the armor.
Is that gonna damage my dex?
What kind of armor is it again?
This is the chain, like that shirt that went underneath the guy's armor that protected him from the spear strikes.
Oh, nope, that won't at all.
Yeah.
Sweet. So is that just like +1 to guard or like what? To armor?
Yeah, I'll figure it out later on.
You know that it stopped Oscar's spear when Oscar was going full force into a guy.
Yeah, I would just whip off my fucking corset and put it on, and then throw the corset back on over it.
Cool.
It's gonna protect you better than it'll protect me, anyways.
Cool.
And
so
I'm assuming I'm gonna have to carry Laszlo on my back for climbing purposes here.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what we're doing.
you will get like a grumbling under the breath and the eye roll from this guy as you're doing that. Like, oh, can't even pull his old weight. You know, and so yeah, you guys are able to roll your climb to get back down there. You are taking a -1 because of Laszlo, even though he's going to hold on tight and.
Do you want me to apply that for the roll myself here? While
Please.
I'm doing it. Okay. So it'll already be caked in.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, we don't have luck, so.
So the -1's applied.
The -1 is already applied. Correct.
Okay, so challenging is the appropriate roll. You got it.
Okay.
That's exactly what you needed to pass.
It's good news.
So you literally just passed it.
I'm gonna make sure I put that focus back at +2 rather than +1.
To you, Doxy. What's your plan, dude?
I'm gonna follow the route that got me here as far as I can to get to the estate house.
Like the state house to do the paperwork.
Yeah. Also, before I do that, actually, I'm gonna scrawl a very quick note. That says we had to leave. We were found out. No. I am being pulled away by my guard. They think I'm a Maltese. And then the Luthera signature.
Okay.
And hopefully she will be able to forge it if I can't catch up with her. And I will put that in a book and pull the book out just a little bit, just enough that she would notice.
You're gonna have to roll to like make that hide there. More or less what you're doing is you're setting the DC for other people to search for this in the future. I feel like this is gonna be an intelligence thing is what you're doing right here. Just give me a moment. See if there's any focuses I can give you on that one. Yeah, I think something like this would be like an intelligence, like a evaluation sort of a thing. But you know, kind of like where would be a good spot that they wouldn't look, but you don't have that, so it's just flat for you. No, maybe a flat for you.
All right. That's okay, because what you put in the letter is essentially not incriminating. It's the opposite, kind of.
She's just trying to hide it. The role is just to hide it, not the info. Yeah. The info's fine. Okay. Yeah. So that's there for whatever that's worth. That's there. If that succeeded, holy shit, it succeeded. Moving on. So what do you do to get out of here, Docs? Because that way that you brought you up here, it was up the path because it didn't matter because the guards saw you and you weren't incriminated. Everything was good. If you head down that way, you're going to be walking straight up to them. So how do you want to get out of here?
Out the back door.
Yeah, out the back door, certainly. And then you want to try to like make your way off the property. Do you try to disguise yourself at all? Like, how are you?
Yeah, I would make my way off the property as stealthily as possible and then try to follow the route.
So out of sight, sight, not in a garb. Okay, cool. You're gonna have to roll me a stealth check. You do not have the focus anymore.
You are correct. Okay.
Now's the time to give us luck, Chad. If you got it.
All right. Well,
you should try and luck that just in case we.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll against it.
Yeah.
You don't have luck.
Okay. All right. That answers that. We do not have luck. We are not lucky.
This is my perception check for the people walking that way. Hopefully I roll low. I actually do owe a bunch of people daddies, like all my patrons. I owe daddies because they get them for like their tier. I owe them for last month and this month, so I gotta get them too. No, yeah, last month and this month, so I gotta get those to them. All right. So, anyways, 12 and 12. It is a tie. You set the DC. I beat it.
It's
Usually,
the stunt die, isn't it? Usually on the tie.
Correct. And in that situation, you literally beat me by 1. You got a 5. I got a 4.
Oh, that's so lucky.
Yeah.
That is so fucking lucky.
Like, I don't need your luck, chat. Like, I'm
We
foxy.
do. We do need luck.
Your
Please,
luck,
please give luck though.
So anyways, yeah, you are able to slip out of there. It's one of those things where you don't even notice it, but one of the guards saw you and just thought you were somebody else. You know what I mean? Like he was so close. It was like a hair's breadth away from being caught, and you're able to slip out of there and make your way down to downtown, walking fast, faces past your state bound. So Gray or Russ. So back to you boys. You're on the docks. Roll me a perception check, Will.
I clicked it. It's just fuck me. Holy shit.
Oh, I do have this one.
Oh, that's so much better. Thank God Laszlo is paying attention.
He's clinging on.
Yeah, he's my eyes right now because he's currently grabbing my eyes. It's making it very hard. Laszlo, please spread your fingers at the very least.
But they're not in yet. Anyways, so you as he's like looking around for you while holding on to you, he actually is able to look out and he's like, Oscar, got a little bit of bad news.
How much is a little bit?
25 of them?
That's better. It's a quarter of what we were looking at bad news before. Which direction?
They're on the docks.
All right.
Private docks?
We have to go through the primary docks
through
to
the
get to the
main
private
docks.
ones, yeah.
The private ones for the boat that we inspected where we had these boys come off of. This was their boat. That's in the western dock, correct?
Yep. All that.
Okay.
All that is correct.
And so the main dock was central and spread out between the two. The private docks were on the far east and on the far west, essentially. Like they were pretty much edge of the docks.
Literally last boats.
They were literally last boats each side. Okay. Oscar's gonna turn to their new companion and just say, "How are you with swimming?"
Fuck. And
I just
Laz
don't
was
want to
like,
have to carry 2 people.
me too.
Yeah.
And once you finally get down and he climb off or whatever, because again, where the thing overlooks the docks as a whole, but not like a dead-on straight down, right? Yeah. That's why he had the thing. It actually is close to where one of the boats would be pulling in. You guys can make your way over there without being noticed. The DC is not that high. You technically have to roll a stealth check just to sneak your way over to the water's edge and far outside so you can swim in.
What are my rolls? Jesus.
Not a high DC. What's a 7? 7 is routine. Oh man, when I say not that high, I mean
no, you meant like 9 or 11 probably, right?
I meant easy, which is literally. Let me roll Laszlo first, and we'll see if you have luck. That came in. So stealth is just a flat dexterity for him.
Yeah, it's for me as well. That's better. He made it.
Right.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna try. I guess I'm gonna try to roll luck.
I'll tell you again.
Yeah, chat hates us today.
So I actually have to roll for the other guys. So I haven't rolled anything for him yet because it hasn't mattered for him.
Yeah.
But at this point, it does matter.
I'm guessing this is basically a group check overall, sort of. Hopefully.
So 3d6.
2 rolls in a row.
Be super fast while you guys resolve this, if that's okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, thank God. It's better.
So it's literally just the most obvious fugitive out of all of you.
Yeah. Well, he knows he has to be on the run. You know, he knows this.
Okay. So it's literally as you guys are making your way down to the shoreline, you get noticed by a couple guards.
Yeah.
So what happens is as you guys are making your way down there and get to the actual water's edge, it's like, oh, fuck, we gotta go in. In front of one of the guards, you can kind of see one of the guards gestures. Actually, before you, I can't say that. Roll me a perception. Sorry.
Well, that's better.
Roll a million times.
That's totally better. You know, it's one better than I've rolled previously. So here we are.
Oscar,
Thank you,
Laszlo sees that the guards that are over there, what he sees is that one of the guards is actually like points to the others and points down that 3 people are just clambering into the water. Now, people going into the water is not unusual. People go into the water just at the edge of the docks, like go underneath the docks and whatnot, dressed and whatnot the way you are, is unusual. So do they notice exactly who you are? No, but they certainly think that what's happening is unusual, and they go in to investigate the situation.
Yeah.
So Laszlo more or less just goes, I think we should probably move there quick.
Yeah.
And actually, like, jumps in the water. Like, secures the wands first, let's be clear.
Yeah.
In a bag, ties it, and then gets the book inside there and is like, puts his book inside the bag and ties it tight.
Oscar actually will take the bag from him. I will be holding the bag above water because we need that book.
Okay, you'll take a penalty for doing that.
It's a constitution for swimming. That's the
take a -1 penalty for doing that, but okay.
Yeah. So I will I guess impose a minus. Can I do that with a focus here for swimming and just put -1 in it? Let's find out. Let's see how robust this sheet is.
Okay, you can roll your constitution first.
Here we go. It's swimming -1. 11.
This is Josh's.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
And this is the other guy.
I'm rolling like trash tonight.
Hi, Viking McCoo. All right, here we go.
Thank God.
Oh, actually, that's technically not correct. That's his constitution. He has a penalty to swimming because of his stubbiness. Actually, 1 less than that, and by my rules, I have to reroll. Same exact result.
Yeah. In fact, it's better. So we're good because it's better because it would have been 1 higher had he had the modifier. So that's good. So yeah, we got spotted, by the way. So anyways, we're about to die. We're swimming right now.
Yeah, you are swimming. And to answer in chat, yes. In case you're not familiar, just watching Ern's Daddies, the treasure chest that pops up randomly on the screen, Ern's Daddies, hosting, subscribing, gives Daddies. I think rating does too. But it's like smaller. You know, it's not like a ton, but they're there. But also, if you do tips, every $1 gets 100 Daddies. And then because you have to, there's a minimum that you have to set to, and you can't do like individual. For every specifically 100 bits, gets 100 Daddies. So if you do 505 bits, it's just 500 Daddies, and that's because I can't do a 1-for-1. It has to be a 100 at a time kind of ratio. Anyways, so that's how those ways. And then also patrons on Patreon, they get a chunk for the $1 and $2 tier over there. I just didn't do it for last month or this month because I'm a terrible person. So I'll end up doing that later on today or tomorrow, whatever it is. I'll put it on there. Moving on.
Unfortunately, those are useless to me today.
Yeah, you're not allowed to use those on a game that you play in.
No, I mean, it's good for tomorrow if I manage to check out Regicide. So
yeah, they have an interesting thing happening, big lore stuff happening. So anyways, swimming. That guy actually swims powerfully. You know what I mean? He's stout, but he's powerful. Gets over there no problem. You actually swim no problem as well. I mean, it's not a great swim, but that's an average roll. It's not like this hot. It's a lake. Not like it's heavy currents, right? You know what I mean? So you easily make it through. Laszlo is also able to get there. You know what I mean? But it's just he struggles. Like he falls behind. So the issue is that as you guys are trying to get there to the boat, easily the other guy gets to the boat. Is like, gets to the boat, goes to the edge of it, and starts like, you can't really climb up the outside of a boat. I don't know if you've ever gone to the side of a boat. Yeah, it's just fucking slick. But it doesn't need to be anchored because it's tethered, right? The boat's actually, So anyway, so he actually goes over to where it is that there's like a ladder or whatever that would climb an access point, and climbs up there and is easily able to get to where he needs to be. Anyway, so he climbs up over that way, and easily is able to get into the boat long before any guards do. You were able to get over there as well. However, because you're a bit behind, you have to roll stealth to hope that the guards don't notice exactly where you went. I mean, they probably end up noticing you anyways.
Better. Jesus, that's
Cool.
so much better than before.
So you're able to slip through, so maybe they didn't notice you climbing up or getting over there. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but you think you did a pretty good job. However, Laszlo is just dragging ass so bad that they are literally able to, like, there's a gnome! It's a gnome in the water! And they're kind of like, they're able to start seeing details about him and calling it out, and they're seeing the direction he's going. You're already on the boat as he's finally getting over to like where the ladder is. And I mean, they are probably going to be able to outpace him to get to the private dock area before he's even able to get to the top of the ladder. What do you do, sir?
Well, I put the bag on the boat.
That had Laszlo's wands and books because, you know, didn't want to lose him in the lake.
The question is, how much do I trust this guy? How quickly can he get a boat moving, though? You know, that's the other question.
Don't forget there were 2 servants on the boat before.
There were.
And they know him.
Yeah. And I'm gonna. How far back is Laszlo, realistically?
Laszlo is probably a good distance from you across as the crow flies, about 20 feet away. And then he's also at the bottom of the ladder. He's literally just getting to the bottom of it. There from where you are, probably about 60 feet away as the crow flies. And there's a bit of a maze to get, but they can move pretty quickly to get to Laszlo.
Well, I mean, just on ground is just easier. How far away on the dock is the guard who's not supposed to let anyone into the private dock?
How far away on the dock?
Because I spoke with him before.
Yeah. He's not far from you. He's
Good.
like right off the ramp, like a little bit off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run over and talk to him quickly and just say, hey, question for you.
He was watching, interested in what's going on. Hey. Well, actually, no, sorry, you had to run past him to come in.
Yeah.
Like, he let you in, no questions. He let the other guy in, no questions. He knows who both of you are.
Yeah. Question for you. If 2 guards come over here and try and get through, are you going to let them through?
You're the boss. I just, don't get me killed.
You say no to them. You say you need to see their paperwork. You need to see a warrant.
Roll a leadership roll.
Yeah. That's not bad. The communication rolls have been weirdly high, while the things I'm normally good at have been incredibly low today.
Is this what you want to spend a luck die on, if you think you have one?
What do you think, Oxy?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fuck it. It's 14 now.
14.
That's better. Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
He's like, all right. And what do you say about Laszlo?
The gnome, you let in.
Roll me an intelligence check. They come at Ash. It just takes a minute usually. Refresh. Laszlo will definitely get here before those guards get to Laszlo. Definitely.
Good. Good. Okay. If I believe that, you know, I'm gonna walk away. Yeah. But I am gonna be kind of watching from the ship, basically, like keeping an eye.
Of course. Laszlo, however, is that's not true. So go ahead, I'm listening.
I was gonna say, if I'm keeping an eye on Laszlo, and if I see that no longer is the case, because I'm gonna assume that, you know, at the pace he was going, he would make it there. But if I assume, you know, if I can see him like struggling to swim more, that's basically what I'm just wanting to see if I can perceive anything here. Yeah.
Unless you want to luck Laszlo's roll there, the guards are gonna be able to go first.
I mean, I think we probably should try, but I'm assuming that. Yeah, I mean, we should try, right?
What did
Doxy?
Laszlo get?
a 10. They rolled an 11. He needs to just roll 2 or above, but that's if they're a luck die. Which there was 0
it's
when I
actually,
just
if you
rolled.
look at the stunt die, if you rolled a 1,
Yeah,
it's
that's
even,
true.
and then it forces another roll.
It does, yeah.
If you roll a
Basically
2, 75%
any-
chance that Laszlo wins.
Yeah, basically.
25% chance that there's a chance.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
it.
You can
Do it,
click
do
it,
it.
sir.
Okay. Well, it forces a roll. Okay. We know.
It's only fair if we both roll. We'll both roll a flat 3d6 to see
Okay.
who takes the higher.
Okay.
You
and
roll for
want me to-
Laszlo, I roll for the
okay.
guards.
Okay. You want me to roll first?
On your mark, get set, go.
Yeah. What garbage are my rolls tonight, everybody? Just the biggest trash fire.
Should have doxed. Yeah, honestly, we should have had doxed roll for Laszlo.
Yeah, we should have. We really should have.
Yeah.
You know, well, hindsight is 2020, as they say. Does it look like they're going to be?
Listen, 2020 is nothing good.
Yeah, well.
If in the end we have enough good comes from it, if we have enough political change and whatnot that comes from it, sure, we can look back at 2020 and say it was the pain that we needed. But as of right now, fuck 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So while everything's on fire, luckily we're burning away the filth. Let's see if that keeps going. You know.
If I see the guards about to harass Laszlo, like if they're about to catch him, I'm gonna turn back to my
you can roll into initiative.
Yeah, well, I was
Because
gonna say
you see them coming up to Laszlo. I'm gonna make an action in a second.
I was gonna tell him as well, like our friend here, we've got to fight.
He's busy trying to get the boat ready.
Yeah.
So look at that, you would have beat them. So you're gonna be top of initiative next time. But the guards come running up to where Laszlo is, as he's literally coming up to the top of the ladder. He turns and starts running, but literally his fucking clothes are sopping wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His boots are sopping wet, so he's literally like squish, squish, squish with his stumpy little legs, squish, squish, trying to make his way over there. But the guards easily, dry, tall, used to the docks, outpace him. You know, one of them literally jumps a corner and keeps running up, so he doesn't even get to where the gate is that this guard, that your paid guard is. And one of them is going to try to grab it.
Why do we even have that gate?
Oh.
What is the point?
He comes over and he's going to try to grab at Laszlo. We discussed beforehand that brawling is actually under what category? Accuracy. So. Okay. Laszlo gets to roll accuracy. You know what, Doxy, can you see Laszlo's character sheet or no?
Let me look.
I don't think you can. I think only I can. Damn it.
I cannot.
I'm gonna have to roll for Laszlo's accuracy to see if he can slip
Is
away.
it dexterity to try and slip away though, or is it accuracy?
We were doing brawl versus brawl.
Oh, we were. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So he's going to all right, there you go. I don't cheat you, Joey, what the fuck your name is. They just come late. They just come late. That's all. All right.
Pray to the Great Mother. And holy shit, Laszlo, you did it!
Oh my
you
god.
fast-footed bastard.
Oh, I should have rolled the daddy before I fucking clicked Laszlo.
Too bad.
Oh,
you didn't. It's too late.
Oh, I should have. I totally forgot. I won't lie. I swear. I totally forgot.
Yeah. You know what? I appreciate you being forgetful in that moment, Scott. And I might give you a daddy
won't be
tomorrow
next
for
time.
regicide.
I won't be next
But
time.
because you were forgetful, I will probably gift a daddy to you tomorrow at regicide. How does that sound?
Sounds sexy. All right.
Fair trade. You just
Fair
keep
trade.
forgetting to give daddies, and I'll just keep giving daddies when regicide is happening. Sound good?
Hopefully regicide doesn't hear this deal happening.
Hi Rena. Hi Tyler. Hi Messi. Good to see you.
All right. So, anyways, you are able to. Brain's not working. I'm sorry. So he's able to literally they grab him, and he's one of those things where he's so sopping wet that the grip that they have on him is not very good. It's actually the wet makes it slick, just slick enough that he's able to pull and slip through, and he goes stumbling through and just gets up to the gates enough, and the guard is able to take the gate and slam it right behind him as he slips through, getting there. And of course, clearly, the city guard are not happy with the situation. Like, you were going to open that, or it's going to be broken open. Well, you know how it is. It's a private matters. You gotta... I will kill you where we stand. Wait, where you stand. And he's like, laws are laws. You know, you're here to uphold them. The guy knocks a bolt in his crossbow and gets it ready. Top of initiative, sir.
So you said it was pretty close.
Yeah, it's like once you go down the ramp, it's like 5 feet from there. So
yeah, well, I mean,
you can literally walk the length of the boat, and you know.
So I mean, I mean, if I've got a spear, I've got a shield. I'm essentially activating both of those and walking towards them this time, and propping myself in between Laszlo and the guard who just tried to grab him.
What's the plan?
Gonna stab him if he tries anything. Like, I want to kind of... Is there a ready of an action in this?
Yeah,
Not really,
there is.
right?
There is.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, technically, you can't do it this time. You have to use your minor actions to prepare a
Right,
major
that's
action.
right. Yeah.
But out of the way, so that's fine. You more or less, you're good. I got you. You're not attacking. You're being defensive. So you can say
I'm
full
being
defense,
defensive,
whatever.
yeah.
Cool. You
Yeah.
turtle up. Plus 2 to your defense because you have the shield out. I got you.
Cool.
So because it's a focus of yours, right? So you turtle up. So anyways, he goes. Do you say anything as you say that? As you do that?
I just walk up and say, "This is a private dock. What's your business here?"
Right, you are. Turns to the guy, one of the other guards behind him. Get the lieutenant. Get reinforcements. And he hoists up the crossbow. Doesn't fire.
Yeah. And Oscar will respond to that, because are we essentially out of initiative right now? Are they...
For the moment.
For the moment? Yeah, okay. He's just going to say, reinforcements for what?
I was told to bring you in.
Oh, me?
Stupid gate. Stupid gate's not going to be.
Me specifically. You want to bring me in? Why?
It was the people that are involved in this situation. Oh, no, hold on. No, stop. Take it back. Take it back.
Yeah.
Yes, he does say that. He says, I was told to bring in the Maltese.
The Maltese?
Yep.
Well, there's only one of them in this city. That's me. So, I suppose you gotta bring me in.
There was a description for 3 of them.
No one else here is a Maltese. I'm assuming you think a gnome is a Maltese. Do you know what a Maltese means?
It's a mixed race nation.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm asking if he knows. I know that.
Pretty much, because there's no, like, no. But so he goes, I got orders.
Yeah, you do. Well, I'd like to clear that up. There's only one of Maltese in this town, and it's me. And why am I being hunted precisely?
I got orders.
I know you got orders. Orders usually come with context. Not full context, but minimal context. Context enough for you to know enough about a description about me to know that I could put you all down really easily. So, explain.
I get what you can do. I see I see what you're doing there. That's why, and he takes a couple more steps back, so he's outside of spear reach.
Mm-hmm.
He says, and that's why I ain't doing nothing. I'll wait. You can have your words with the lieutenant.
That's fine. My question for you then, sir, is how many soldiers do you expect to bring here as reinforcements for a civil matter?
Are you offering to come in?
That's what I'm wondering.
I'll take you. I'll take the gnome. And where's the woman?
Not here. I don't know where she is. She's doing business right now.
I'll take you and the gnome if you let us check the boat, make sure she's not on there. There ain't gonna be violence.
Tell you what, that boat ain't going anywhere without me. You take me, we have a conversation. The gnome, he's still hurt because we were protecting this city, weirdly enough, from people who decided to burn it down.
I hate to do this to you because I know you're not good anyways. But this is actually this is a persuasion. But you're gonna take the heftiest penalty I can.
Yeah.
Take it a minus. No, not that. Sorry, you're taking a -2 on this, but the DC's also not low. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll have a -3 overall to the roll. Is it even possible for me to get it?
Technically speaking, yes.
So it's a 15, probably. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna incorporate this into the roll because it'll have a -2 on top of this. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's fine.
He says, all or nothing. Sorry.
Well, that's a disappointment. But my question stands. How many soldiers are you going to be bringing to a civil matter?
Whatever the lieutenant brings.
Your friend isn't too far yet. Call for him. Tell him to bring just city guards, and I'm happy to come in. We're dealing with soldiers.
Oh,
Those
you're worried
soldiers-
about the soldiers.
Worried about the soldiers. The soldiers want us dead. That was obvious. They sent 100 people. You, on the other hand, are reasonable. I don't want to have to kill people today.
I'm actually, because you completely changed it, you're actually able to roll another persuasion. However, I'm going to flip this. Were you taking just you or taking you and Laszlo was part of this deal?
I wasn't specifying necessarily. I didn't necessarily specify.
Because you're saying I'll go with you.
I'll go.
So because he just told you it's all or nothing.
Yeah,
and so you're saying I'll go with you if it's just guard, not soldiers.
And the other aspect of that is we can have a further conversation about the rest of us.
Yeah, of course. So
But
you can roll with a
here-
+2 on this one.
A +2? All
Which is,
right.
I think, a +1 net.
So it'll be +1 to whatever I roll here, which is 10.
Again, sorry, sir.
No, and that's fine.
Yeah, he goes.
I mean, at this point, like, I'm just stalling for Crescellin to get shit done at this point.
Yeah. And
You
he
know,
goes,
I'm trying, but
orders are orders. I'm sure you
So-
get it.
I get it, but my question still stands. You haven't answered yet.
And
You want to at least give me that much information?
The conversation kind of like go on from there.
Yeah.
At one point in time, you do have the guy on the boat kind of calls down and says, "Hey, yo."
Yep. So, here's where you make your decision. I leave, you get none of us, or you take my deal, and I
Stop.
come in.
Not my deal to make. If we get on that boat and start sailing, we have to open fire.
You open fire, I won't hesitate to kill every single one of you.
Roll
And I mean that.
intimidation, but yeah,
Yeah, it's just strength, right? So, 13.
But he goes, all right.
Wish it didn't have to be that way, man.
The guy that's protecting goes, can I not die?
Oh yeah, no, you're fine. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't do anything. If you guys come back, just let them through, eh? When they're back here with reinforcements, just open the gate for them. Just cooperate.
Okay. So
Fair enough. He's safe.
the guy doesn't really respond. It's kind of
No, that's at your discretion. That is your deal to make.
he's very much it is what it is. He doesn't look happy
All
about
right.
it, but
Yeah.
it is what it
All
is.
Well, see ya. Just gonna back up, spear out. Still, I never dropped the spear in this the whole
course.
time, and I'm gonna back up onto the boat and just say,
He does nothing. And then,
Oh.
when the ropes are dropped so the boat can actually move away,
"Yeah,
it's
I want you to know I am guarding Laszlo with my shield. I am exclusively doing protection on top deck right now. If hits are coming in, they're coming at me. At this point, realistically, I'm trying to make myself the only target available. Basically, if they're aiming for people."
they are going to. There's only a couple of them left because they were still
Yeah.
getting the others.
Yep.
They start firing, and you
Yep.
guys are gonna have to move the boat away. And I'm not
Yep.
too worried about it because you can take cover behind the thing. There's only 4 of you, so 5 of you, so you can easily
Yeah.
have people drop below deck, so on and so forth. I'm not too worried about that there.
Yeah.
But Chris, hi. You're making your way downtown, walking fast faces past your state bound. We already talked about this, right? You get there. When you go into the place, nobody here is looking for you. They have no reason to. And so when you get there, you're actually able to meet up with what's her name, Lady Graris. So as you come walking into the building,
You guys resolve.
when you come walking into the building, and you get her attention, she's like, "Oh, Priscilla, I've actually discovered how it is it needs to be done. It's actually relatively simplistic. We just need to have one of the people here process the paperwork for us. Problem is, it's not anybody here. It's people with very specific authorization.
Can I sign the papers and leave them with you? Urgency on face and in voice.
That depends on the leniency of the person involved. In theory, we're all
Let me
supposed
have
to
a
be there
word with them.
Let's see if we can find somebody. And she kind of goes, you need somebody of one of these titles. And you're going to go and try to investigate for that, which is communications.
Okie dokie.
Well, you find people involved, no problem. You're easily able to get your find out where they are, get a hold of them, so on and so forth. And it's one of those you try to like, oh, you're urgent. You don't have to worry about role playing this necessarily because the nuance of the laws, who cares? The title of the person, who cares? You're trying to convince them, like, and how are you trying to convince them? Like, hey, can I?
I'm sick of almost dying in this town, and I have other matters to attend to. I believe that we've offered plenty of services to this town, free of charge. So I think I will be taking my leave. I'll need to sign some papers first.
This sounds like a persuasion check for you. To convince them to let you just sign your part and leave. Okay. So you do have a 13. So again, more or less, because the law states that as it is, you're supposed to be here for the whole thing. 13 is not exactly the highest of rolls.
William, should I try to luck it? You're muted.
You say
might
yes.
as well.
Will, do you think the chat maybe or did or didn't offer? Oh,
No, didn't probably.
luck.
Because someone is neglecting to give them, daddies.
Hey, those daddies could have been spent on a bunch of other things by
They
now.
could have been. I'm just being a shit. That's all.
Yeah. Super lucky. So, with a 13, they go, unfortunately, I can't allow such things like that to happen. You do have to get it done the correct way. You're gonna have to stay here for it. Proceedings aren't that long. It's only about an hour's time.
Tell me where to find this person.
I can take care of it for you. I have an opening in about 3 hours. It should only take about an hour from then. I can squeeze you in for there if that's all right.
Let's move it up to now.
I have an appointment now. I have actually others that should be coming into the office any moment, so.
I'll speak with them and trade slots.
It's highly unusual, ma'am.
Yes, but if they agree, no reason it should be any trouble for you whatsoever.
If you can convince them to switch slots, their paperwork's only about an hour long itself. You be my guest.
And then I will curtsy, and I'm being friendly. I'm not being like a dick. And I will pull Lady Grey to the side and be like, gonna need you to buy this person things.
Still haven't looked into our assets, but do what I can.
Well, I'll be leaving without any of them, minus one boat.
We'll reconnect in the future. We'll do what we need to do. And then she, you guys go to meet up with who is coming in. The people coming in, trying to handle paperwork. Apparently, there is a schism happening. Hashtag schism. So there's a schism happening. There's two people that are ending their relationship. They're very troubled gentlemen that are breaking off their relationship with one another, and they're trying to split their assets. It's literally a divorce that has to happen, and they're very bitter, and they're looking to finally end it. You know that, of course, they're just trying to figure this out. So you're going towards them and trying to convince them to switch slots, Doxy. What's your
I understand that this must be very hard for you. I'm sorry to have overheard. I was not trying to eavesdrop. I just had a small proposition to make for you. My life is in danger every
fuck are you?
moment that I remain here.
He wouldn't say it like that. He'd be like, who are you? As you say, interrupt for a moment.
Yes. My
You
name
say,
is
"Who are you?"
Luthira. I'm the so on so forth estate. And I seem to have attracted the attention of a very deranged man. My life is in danger every moment that I'm here, and I'm hoping that out of the kindness
Listen,
of your
sweetheart,
heart,
I know exactly what you're saying. Deranged man. Life feeling threatened every moment. Oh, stop being so ridiculous. Come on. After how many years? You're gonna call me a deranged man and that your life is in danger?
so it'll take you
I think
about
it's on
an
point.
hour to resolve this, correct?
One says, I've been trying to resolve it for years. The other one says, you are not keeping those slaves. They are mine. I bought them.
3 more hours for you to discuss. We just switch slots and you'll be right as rain. What's 3 more hours
Persuasion,
after several
Doxy.
years?
Do you try to sweeten the deal in any way? Because you said buy them things, but we didn't talk about that.
There's shopping in it for you.
One of them looks perplexed that you offer that, and the other one raises an eyebrow like, you're bribing me, I'm listening.
You know, you're speaking of assets. We can offer you assets independently.
One says, kind of assets. The other one looks at him like, really? I just want this done with. Shoot. What kind of assets?
Do you want it done badly enough that you're willing to risk my life for it?
I mean, honestly, I don't know you, so.
Someone who wants to give you assets.
Oh, you still haven't spoken up. I mean, if you wanted us to expedite this whole process for you, I just mean, we are squabbling over 7 slaves. I mean, if you wanted to just replace with 7 more.
I don't have 7 slaves to give you. I do have this kind lady who will offer you assets.
Excuse me, actually, if you don't mind, Luthira.
That's Lady Graris, presumably
By all
stepping in.
means.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, cool.
While she does not, in fact, own any slaves whatsoever, I am, as part of this paperwork that we're processing here, going to be taking over as the person that is handling the markets in town. It will literally be my establishment that you will be purchasing or selling from. Doing us a small favor would earn you a considerable favor in return when next you visit that market.
Can I please empathy this?
Go ahead. Empathy and why?
Because I want to know if she's actually going to give them slaves.
Mm-hmm. Roll. Luthira, you believe that Lady Graris is a conniving and manipulative person.
Okay.
She's playing the situation. You know? So, the 2 gentlemen take a moment, discuss, and they'll come back and say, deal.
Thank you.
You're able to go in there?
Right back to the registrar.
Yep, and you process the paperwork. It takes about an hour, plus the amount of time that it came down here. Back at the boat, you guys.
I would hug her.
Yeah, of course. It's a very hurried goodbye. She'll be like, so when is it that you intend to leave? Because obviously you're clearly being hurried. She says once the paperwork's
This
processed.
instant. Can't even fetch my trunk.
What's drunk? Saying.
Precisely.
She says, oh, that's unfortunate. What exactly transpired?
There's a note for you in a book. I give her the title.
Then, Godspeed. And she'll
Mm-hmm.
and you leave. Okay. Well, let's see if Graris works out in your favor. Doxy, they took a boat. Will, where'd you take that boat to? 'Cause you had to leave dock.
Yeah, we had to leave dock. Sorry. Is there any way we can get onto the smaller
I
map?
can. I can also bring it to map form for everybody else too, but understands that it's going to be an ugly view because we have only 2 PCs. So I think it's all fucked right now. Could be wrong. I didn't look. No, it's just the wrong pool. That's actually good news. And your camera's in the wrong spots, but honestly, I'm not too worried about that.
I'm Laszlo. Magic, magic.
Magic.
It's just all borked because obviously missing a PC screws everything up.
So these soldiers, I know, are going southwest.
Doxy's dancing on screen right now.
I'm so dizzy.
Just with that.
So we know the soldiers are going southwest, right?
They're supposed to be. Yes, you're currently on the lake. I'm at the wrong spot. Currently on the lake.
Lake in the center-ish, but slightly to the left side. We're gonna be going. Do you mind if I draw quickly on the map?
Yeah,
Just
always.
rather
Go
than
ahead.
thinking.
Yeah.
Going to be
Leave
heading
it.
essentially this way out of town because we're going away from where the soldiers have to go to hunt more multis and deal with their actual orders. And we are therefore putting ourselves in between Strandano and Tico Capro, which have beef. Very specifically, they war over fishing routes, and we're going to essentially intermingle with the fishing boats for now to try and mask ourselves as much as possible, and then come ashore a little bit closer too, but off the road to the north. I'm really hoping that Chris Ellen is savvy enough to know what Oscar would do from a strategic standpoint in that sense. But basically, take them. We're going away from where they have to go to give them a choice between their orders for us and their orders from the overall Jovensi army, and putting us in essentially a spot that makes us already high risk to go after in terms of just the already warring that's happening between boats.
The first thing you'd have to do is go straight out, and
Yep.
then you'll be able to turn east. Just
Totally.
Because of the.
Yep.
Obviously, you know how it is near the shore of a lake, right?
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
So you go straight out, and then you would head that direction.
Yeah, and essentially, I'm kind of hoping this makes it look like we're going to Paradel.
Okay. So you guys are going to be sailing that direction. Just to see how well the sailing goes, we actually need a sailing check. Luckily, it's not you rolling;
Not
it's
me,
the
it's the
NPCs
guy.
rolling. Is there actually a skill for sailing?
I don't know. I was actually just
I
going to
see
look for that.
rowing. I just don't see. I don't know if sailing's actually a thing.
I mean, there's
Navigation.
navigation, which is intelligence.
Sailing, dexterity.
Sailing, dexterity. Yeah, there you go.
Well, we don't want the human doing that. Would you like to head that up instead?
Sure.
A rock human.
Yeah.
I really gotta pee.
Yeah. Okay, I've clicked it.
Got it.
What are these fucking rolls today? Jesus.
I'm a troll for a second here. You'd be crushing it in GURPS right now.
Yeah, well, I'd have to learn GURPS first, and that's a
Doxy would be failing left and right, granted.
Yeah.
But
I'm not even gonna try to luck this one, because if we do have luck by some miracle, that should be used for you trying to figure out where the fuck we went. Realistically.
Yeah, I feel like you're mostly safe on a fucking boat.
yeah, because the guards don't have their own boats to go out there. Oh.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get us into a spot that is very specifically, around the potential danger for them as well.
So before we worry about Doxy going out and catching up with you guys, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Laszlo, of course, is helping with the sailing and so on and so forth. I imagine you and the guy start having a conversation.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to do beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you, while working on the boat and sailing and whatnot, after like a bit of time passes because you're trying to get away, why don't we try to have that quick little chat? I'll let you-
Yes. So he'll kind of just look over at the guy now, trying to figure out how to sail a boat. Oscar's never sailed before. This is he's been on boats, but he's never had to actually do the sailing. And so like he's kind of figuring it out, but like not really doing a super good job. And is looking at this guy and just basically says, "This isn't my forte, but if we make it out of this, because that is an if right now, what are your thoughts about taking it to Congress?"
I don't give a fuck about Congress. Sorry, I don't give a fuck about Congress.
You want to kill him?
They don't affect me. I don't affect them.
No. You know what they do with magic, right? Anyone who does any magic that's outside of their bounds, that they can't do, that they can't understand, that they can't control, that's what the war's about, man. That's why they're hammering down on Amulta. Amulta figured out another way to do magic. That's why they're helping Paradel.
Okay.
You think the magic you do is gonna be okay for long when they're done with Amulta?
I don't think you understand. Where I come from, the Congress has no influence.
Where do you come from?
Pretty far away from here.
Come on, I'm only gonna be alive for another day or two.
Underground.
Underground? Sorry, underground.
Yep.
Just you or your people?
My people.
Holy shit. Well, that explains some stuff.
We don't usually come up here. There's an old legend about the surface. I've been up here for 3 years, and I won't lie. Legend might be true.
What's the legend?
We got a way about doing things. Where I'm from, you get an order. You follow it. You don't question. You don't argue. So on. There's an old legend. It says the longer you spend up here, without the pressure, the whole world bearing down on you from above your head, you start to feel a bit free. You start to feel so free, you gotta change your heart, change your mind. I should have killed you as soon as I broke free. I shouldn't be making deals with you, because that ain't my orders. Guilty as I'm feeling right now. Here we are. We're talking. It's wrong. But it feels like it's right in the moment. That ain't our way. I've been up here nearly 3 years.
Yeah. If I'd followed my orders directly, you'd be dead. I'm a mage hunter, very specifically. I told you that already. I'm good at what I do. You're a mage, by all of our standards.
I'm no mage.
Yeah. Malta hasn't seen ones like you before. So, you gotta understand. There's a bit of prejudice there. I don't always adhere to that. Try to pay attention to people. Try and know what the hell's going on. You've been serving for a long time, I assume.
Serving?
Doing your duty. I've been doing it pretty much my whole life. As long as I can remember, anyways. Swept up as a pup. Trained from as early as I could stand, basically. Mine is the one branch that they teach, think for yourself. Every other soldier and every other military is told, follow your orders. Follow your damn orders. Listen to your superiors. We're told every damn time, what are they saying? Pay attention to it. Listen to it. Think about it. Does it fit? So I hear what you're saying. I do. I'm glad you're getting that taste of freedom. I really am. It may not be your way, but it's a way.
You don't know where I come from.
No, I don't.
You don't know
I don't know
problems.
shit. No, I don't.
You ask questions. You don't respond immediately. Then there's a kink in the armor.
Yeah, that part's true for me too. But we're taught to ask anyways. To get those kinks. To get our ass beat. Every single time we question something, and yet we're taught to question it every single damn time. Maybe you're just being trained for the same thing without realizing it. You're tough as shit. I can tell you that. Those fingers don't go in easy. They don't come out easy either. Look, all I'm saying, you have a chance to question what the hell is going on around you. You have an opportunity to see exactly what the hell is happening here. You don't know why we're here. You just know we're fucking shit up. That's all we're doing. You know those guards, that battalion of 100, from my so-called allies, are gonna go hunt a Maltese soldiers because they're trying to free slaves, give more people that freedom. You really want to
lie? I ain't never heard of the shit you guys do up here down there. Keep people in chains? Own them? Ain't never heard of it before. You guys are fucked up here.
Let me tell you, Malta ain't that way. We ain't that way.
I've heard of a Malta.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've heard that we're a bunch of pretentious assholes with our own forms of magic, with people like me sent out to hunt mages, with people making friends with literally anybody just to survive. Yeah, that survival's not exactly happening easy, is it? Strange bedfellows, right? That's the saying. We're not interested in maintaining the status quo of people being in chains. We're not interested in slave armies. We're not interested in having an entire nation treat people like they're fucking property. We weren't asked to come here by my queen to free slaves. We were asked to come here and stabilize things. You want to know what the fuck we're doing here? We're gonna free some fucking slaves. And we're gonna fix the damn government here if we can. We're gonna give this nation less of a reason to fucking own people, because there will be an actual.
I'm gonna have to interrupt you here because you just keep going.
I do.
You sound confused as shit. I thought you were here to serve a Malta. Sounds like you're here serving your Vance.
No.
Even if they don't like it.
See, that's the thing. A Malta is only as strong as its weakest allies. My orders were to help stabilize Yovance.
You got a funny way of stabilizing things.
Yeah,
I see a chair with
thing.
3 legs. I don't kick out one to make it stand stronger.
Yeah. But you know what you do to make a chair stronger? You fucking rebuild it if it needs rebuilding. And it takes longer. Takes more work, takes more damn effort.
Yeah, but you got one big fat ass sitting down as you're doing it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. That's why we need as much help as we can get. That's why I'm asking for your help. This is one step towards fucking the Congress over for me, and it's one step towards freeing people out of damn chains. It may not be everything, but
What's your end goal?
I'm gonna die in this nation. I know that. Whether it's today, tomorrow, 10 years from now. I'm gonna die here. Or maybe in Paradise. Spear in my hand. I'll be returning to the earth in a different way, I suppose. Not quite what you meant, though, I suppose, when you said that originally.
Man, having a conversation with you is like walking through a labyrinth.
Welcome. I'm not a communicator, man. It's not my thing. But we could use your help. I don't have anything to offer you right away. My word does mean something in Malta. I wasn't kidding about that. I don't know what your people are going through if you haven't told me.
That's right. And you also don't know what we're doing for Paradise.
No, we don't.
Maybe we can talk, but I don't know if you noticed while you were blathering on. This
Ships
boat's
are coming. Oh yeah, no, I noticed. I just can't sail worth a damn, man. This isn't what I do.
Yeah, it's not easy to learn. Grab that rope and pull it.
That one? All right.
And with that, why don't we actually end our session for this evening? So that next session, Doxy's gonna have to find out how she's gonna have to find out where they went and how to catch up to them.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
It was the only call. It was the only call you could make.
Yeah,
If
you're gonna be
mad
mad
about
about the D&D that we played last night because I also made a call in last night, and then you'll have to walk back to that one. But anyways,
It was just unfortunate because you guys were like, we have to guarantee that all of us get out of here, but we can't really do that if we're all causing a scene being together. It makes sense to finish up the paperwork that Doxy would go first.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's just
no, it makes sense. It's the way the cards landed, and I mean my dice rolls tonight were fucking trash. So, you know.
Yep.
It's all right.
And it kind of forces. I like where things are going. Well, one, big lore stuff is obviously coming out right now, right? And two, it's forcing the party's hand one direction or another. So I actually had a funny thing that I wanted to do for closing season 1, which we haven't done yet. For starting season 2, where I wanted season 2 to go. Season 1 went a very different direction than I expected. But I'm like, I might actually still be able to get the season 2 that I wanted. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see, depending on how things kind of play out, right? So
I'm really hoping that we can just somehow swing an entire nation switching sides and coming from the underground. That is not going to happen, but I'm so hopeful because this guy, I like this guy. I want to point out, I really like this guy. And I do, because I just enjoy his character. Yeah, look, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be you. Either that or I need to get real trained in leadership real fucking quick.
So, chat, I will throw a big spoiler out here from something I did for those of you that have been around for a long time and watched back when Josh DM'd a community stream a long time ago. You know that we originally did that community stream with me playing character on both sides of the conflict that was going on. I was playing a Paradise lieutenant commander, right? And he was lawful evil and very like, right? And then on the other side of that, I was playing a short, thick, female stone sorceress. I'm sure you guys remember that character. Anyways, she seemed a little out there. She's a little out there. But the reason why she was out there is because for whatever reason, she was also on the surface for several years. And being on the surface for several years has its impact. Without the pressure of the world above your head, it has its impact. So if you go back to that and why it is that she was, again, a little out there, it's because dwarves don't exist. But those underground short stocky people, they're lawful in nature. They're very, very lawful. It's actually almost to a flaw technically speaking, any character can be anything, but what makes canonical sense is the longer they spend on the surface, the less they tend to be. Anyways, moving on. Oh, hey. And if you watch Kingmaker, one has a friend, somebody that hangs out with 3 a lot. That's, whose history has been on the surface for a very, very long time.
That's a huge spoiler.
Moving on. So,
Okay.
Doxy, Will,
Hello.
please.
Doxy, after you.
I'm Zero Doxy. I like butts and farting. I do the good talkies. Please watch them. Also, you can see me naked for money, I guess. That's a thing, too.
Work it. There we go. I'm sorry, what was that? I heard something about boobs. or what was that? The real trailers, or the fuck that YouTube channel is. Boobs. I always love when he says it. It's like, besides, you could see boobs.
Let Will talk about Schism.
Anyways, yeah, Schism. So hey, yeah, there's a game Doxy and I and Josiah and our friend Ollie is making. We're making it. It's called Schism, which you can actually check out information about us and about it at that link there. That's our website, arcanistentertainment.com. We are making an introductory tabletop war game that is meant to be both quick to play, easy to learn, and with in-depth strategy. So it will hopefully help some of the people who like those types of games to already get into them, but also get new people in who maybe like games like Risk or Settlers of Catan and want to make that next step into wargaming, but are maybe a little bit intimidated by things like Warhammer out there. The goal is to essentially bring a bridge to the genre to really get a good introductory war game out there. So that's the goal. We are going to be putting that on our Kickstarter eventually. We've held off. We originally launched it on Kickstarter, but then with the way that the world was going with COVID, and then with now all of the protests and everything down in the States, we are essentially deciding to hold off for the time being until a more appropriate time to launch the game. Essentially just wanting to recommend that for now, if you have money to spare, it should go to those causes, especially for Black Lives Matter. If you can donate to any of the appropriate charities, that would be the best way to go about it for now. And when we eventually post on social media letting you know that we're going to be launching the game on Kickstarter, if you got spare funds then too, we would love to give you a great
Relieve
game
you of them.
we would love to relieve you of them in exchange for goods, which there's actually some really cool stuff. I mentioned last time we actually just updated the game so that it's going to have the base game is going to come with 2 additional models compared to what it was going to come with before. So it's actually going to come with 4 on each faction. There are 8 total in the starter set, which you choose a team of 3 out of those 4. So it gives you a little bit more variety and depth of strategy even in the starter set, which we're really excited about, and the models are very cool. I actually just got to see the STLs for them today, which is the miniature files for them. So that's the actual 3D print files for them. And I am so excited, and I can't wait to have the renders ready for that so we can show them off on our social media, which you can follow to see when they come out.
They're all listed at that website, at the
They
Arcus
are.
Entertainment website.
Yeah.
You're not going to show it to me?
Which one? What do you want to see? What do you want to see?
Show it to me. Come on.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. 1 moment. It's
Wanna
across
see.
the room. Give me a moment.
I was talking to Doxy, but I guess I mean, look at Josh's face right now. He's like, I want to see it too.
All right. So this is the Schism Immolation of Othenburg box. This is our first starter set of 4 that we're planning on launching. Inside there are several pieces that come along with this. Ooh. I love that. But this box face, I just love it. The art is just one of my favorite things that we've done, honestly. It's real pretty. So this is the first starter set. Inside, you'll have hex tiles, which will consist as the grid for the game. We are actually currently developing a prototype for a board to hold them a little bit more nicely, because that's something that we've wanted to do, and I just had someone finish up the design for that, so I'm very excited about that. You have your champion cards, which tell you what the champions do. So you can, on your turn, know what to do with them. And I'm opening up the box of champions right now. I'll show off. Mallory, who should we show off today? Vikia?
Definitely Vikia.
Vikia. All right. You get to see one model today. I'm going to just quickly change the focus on my camera so that you all can see things a little bit easier. You won't see me easier, though. Sorry about that. Hold on.
I'm on the website. I just realized that Ollie and Doxy are married.
What?
Yeah, you have the same last name.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is Vikia. So this is the miniature. I'm going to try and get a better focus on it because it's just slightly out of focus right now. Man, this is such a finicky control on the camera. Oh, and there's also a little fluff. Get rid of that. So this is Vikia. She is one of the champions. The models come unpainted, but we do also, we're setting up a way for you to paint them a little bit more easily. So that's so it can kind of introduce you to the hobbyist aspect of wargaming as well, which is collecting and painting these models, which is a very fun time. But we're, not getting you armies that are like 200 units large that you then have to paint each one. It's instead much easier and more manageable. But these models are essentially the detail on them is what we're really trying to achieve. So this is what we're trying to do. This is essentially what the finished product will look like for Vikia here. And yeah, so there are 8 of these miniatures in the starter set, which is very exciting. So yeah. I don't know. We really like them. We're really excited. There are going to be renders that you'll be able to see all of the models up close and personal on our social media in the very near future. So be sure to check that out.
I'm looking at. Sorry, right now. This is gonna work the stream. Let me do this. Quick combat page. Over here.
And Ashen, that's specifically for the storefront. That's why we're using it, if you're wondering. Yeah. The beta rulebook is up, so if you want to learn how to play the game, you can.
And it makes sense that Will would have a beta rulebook, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, quit it.
Man, if you don't know I'm a Dom by now, you have not met me in person well enough yet. We'll fix that, Scott, next time I'm around you.
I'll cut you down to my size. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, good fucking luck, bud. You think I know how to?
Yeah.
You think I know how to tie people in a chair simply because I've played a torturer in another game?
Don't threaten me with a good time, buddy.
Oh, that's a promise, man. It's not a threat.
You watch the 007 movies?
Yep.
I remember the one where the Morales just tortures testicles.
Yep. No, I remember. So, anyways, that's the beta rulebook. So the rulebook is going to be completely redesigned in terms of looks, aesthetically. This was what we threw together for prepping for the Kickstarter a while back. We've actually gone through and done a bit of a revamp. But yeah, no, it is.
Excuse me. I'm looking at Schism dice, and I see an example of a D4, a D6, and a D8, but I don't see an example of a D2, and I don't understand why.
Nope, correct, because there isn't one, and we're currently reassessing whether a D2 will even be in the game, and that is an internal discussion.
I'm just saying. I want to see a picture of a D2.
I want you to know it is hilarious that you mentioned this because I literally just was talking about this with Josiah and Ollie yesterday. So, because I had the exact same question about it. So,
I don't know why you want to just do evens and odds. You know what I mean?
Little insight there. We are currently deciding whether we're going to include a D2, essentially because the characters you'll notice are fairly low health if you look at the everything. So the idea of having a D2 for some things was essentially a technical decision that it made sense for certain magic and stuff like that. But in terms of mechanics, for what we are, looking to do, the question is whether or not a D2 actually makes sense. So the question is whether we're going to pull in and put in essentially a coin flip die that we would then, of course, include, but we didn't originally prototype, or if we choose to revamp the mechanics and rebuild those from a technical standpoint, which is a bit more playtesting, which is, I think, we'll figure out what we're doing when we go, but that's a little internal insight into how to build a board game. You do have to retest and play test everything over and over again pretty much every time you change stuff. And it's very worth doing because we've actually had some really good results playtesting, and that's actually one of the things that when we eventually release on the Kickstarter, one of the rewards is access to our community Discord that we're building up, which is where we will actually be bringing in community playtesters in the future for future sets. So if you are interested in the game and you end up liking it after the Kickstarter and you want to pledge and everything like that, you'll be pulled into the pool for beta testing in the future for future sets, which is really cool because you get a sneak peek into what's going on with the game, and you get to see some of the cool innovations that we're coming forward with in the future. So
I already told you, I'm only willing to be a part of the alpha test. So, and then the only announcement I gotta make here is that tail end of July. I honestly can never remember dates. My wife would have to remind me. Tail end of July, I'm going on vacation. I made a decision, unlike what I usually do when I go on.
I'm really happy that you're doing that. So.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, I don't know if you guys heard. I literally like swore at somebody. Like I'm a very happy-go-lucky, nice person all the time. Somebody, I literally was walking aggressively towards somebody the other day, like, listen, why are you an asshole? You are a fucking like. I legit was like full on. I'm about to throw down. Like, and I'm usually like, no, life's happy. Like I need a break. So anyways, the vacation was planned last October for this upcoming July. And it's of course approved from work or whatever. I made sure of that. But I'm actually going to not be bringing, I'm going to be like removing myself from Discord, not streaming at all, not doing anything that week to completely remove myself. My wife at one point in time, she's like legit like 3-4 days in a row, powering down my phone. We have hers if we need it for something. And just to make sure, to like remove myself. I can't remember what week it is. You guys will know in advance, but there will be a week at the tail end of July where I just don't exist. So if that happens, you know, just so you know why. But yeah, I just, you know, unplugged for a minute.
That's really exciting. I'm really happy you're doing that, Scott.
Anyways, cool. Well, we will see you guys next week. I will see you tomorrow night, which is in way too few of hours. I need sleep. Good night.
Bye,
Good night, everybody. Bye.